So, pleasant good day to all. Hope all is well, everybody enjoying yourself. Welcome back to my program Lakan Talks. Remember, if you like what I'm saying, share it. Be part of the message that I'm trying to share. Like it. If you have any questions you want to ask me, you can email me at lakantalks@gmail.com. That's LAKHANTALKS@gmail.com. Well, today I'm actually doing the video in the daytime, so that is a kind of a light in the darkness, a little light ahead of us. So, last video had to do with the politics and putting somebody who's blind into government or into parliament, more so parliament, not necessarily government. But I want to challenge these political parties who's vying to be in government. First, to hear about their policies for persons with disabilities. We are not hearing anything about persons with disabilities. We have over 100,000 persons who are disabled in this country, and we're hearing nothing about policies for persons with disabilities. More specifically, we're not hearing anything about policies for persons who are blind and visually impaired. As you know, my talk is mostly about blind and visually impaired, and I intend to support and defend that. When will we start hearing about a policy for housing, a policy for employment? If we estimate that 10% of our population is disabled, why not allocate 10% of all public sector jobs to persons with disabilities and who are blind, and most importantly, who are capable, qualified, and experienced to do the job? It don't have to be done overnight, but it can be done in a phased process. As people retire, resign, you bring in a percentage of persons every year into the system. All public sector companies. Why can't we hear about that? It's such a vicious cycle. The Ministry of Education is intending to implement something called the policy or the inclusive education policy for persons with disabilities. We plan on educating persons with disabilities, but we don't want to employ persons with disabilities. How strange. So after we educate them, what will we do with them? They stay home and collect disability grant, public assistance? It makes no sense. And this is what I am not hearing the politicians talking about. The continuity in the cycle. Children are born, we provide medical care to them when they have a disability, then we want to provide education for them. We will talk about the quality of education afterwards. But if we intend to perform or present them with a proper education, then by all means we should be providing them with a proper opportunity to be employed long as they become qualified. My talk today is about the continuity. Don't just educate persons with disabilities and persons who are blind and visually impaired, but start employing them. Start making jobs available to them, and not only letting the Trinidad and Tobago Blind Welfare Association be the main employer of persons who are blind and visually impaired. We can do better than that. We already have some people in different ministries and different sectors. Let's expand on that. Let's improve it. Let's include more. By doing that, then we can move on to the other sectors, which I'll talk about in a subsequent video. So guys, if you agree with me, don't just educate persons who are blind and visually impaired, persons with disabilities, but start employing them as well. Share this video, share it to others, make sure your member of parliament sees it, make sure your potential member of parliament sees it, make sure all politicians have a look at it, and try and enforce them to make decisions like this. Try and promote them, encourage them to go with decisions and policies such as this to ensure that we all have a better Trinidad and Tobago.